Long before the modern paycheck, human survival required mastering the brutal unpredictability of nature. Our early ancestors didn't rely on fragile external institutions. They guaranteed their own security through relentless, proactive preparation. Look at these ancient stone-lined storage pits. Early communities literally built their insurance policies directly into the earth. By engineering physical vessels to preserve their surplus harvests, they smoothed out the harsh, inevitable cycles of scarcity and abundance. They never outsourced their future to a third party. They built a self-sustaining ecosystem that ensured their peace of mind, no matter what happened outside their settlement. Today, society programs us to do the exact opposite. We are taught to outsource our survival to external systems, making us dependent on fragile institutions. It starts in the classroom. The traditional education system prioritizes uniformity and compliance, stripping away the practical street smarts required to navigate the modern economy. Then comes the workforce. Working tirelessly for a fixed salary is heavily promoted as the safe route, but relying entirely on a single corporate paycheck represents the highest level of modern financial risk. Even those earning high six-figure salaries often find themselves trapped in an endless rat race. They spend absolutely every dollar they make to fund an artificial lifestyle that merely looks successful to the outside world, leaving them completely broke. And then we are told to place our blind trust in banks. But these imposing institutions do not exist to serve as safe havens. They generate their massive profits by extracting your wealth. They actively keep the working class trapped in a relentless cycle of consumer debt, bad loans, and high-interest credit cards. The conventional path of schooling, the reliance on fixed salaries, and traditional savings accounts creates a state of systemic dependency. It leaves the individual's future at the mercy of inflation and institutional stability. When systems fail, human beings have a track record of taking their power back. During the extreme resource shortages of World War II, everyday people planted victory gardens. They didn't wait for the system to provide for them. They took proactive control of their own survival. The logic of the garden is simple. When the market cannot provide, you produce. This same principle of reclaiming the means of production now applies to the digital and economic landscape. True preparedness requires shifting from a passive consumer of debt to an active creator of value. This is a financial ecosystem. You don't need to quit your job tomorrow. The foundation is financial literacy. Practical street smarts and adaptability outpace outdated degrees. The ultimate goal is building independent assets, permanently decoupling your earnings from your time. To do this, you must prioritize opportunities that teach you valuable skills over high-paying but completely stagnant roles. You have to prioritize working to learn, not just to earn. This dual line graph shows the mathematical danger of the old system. Leading money experts warn that inflation silently and inevitably erodes the purchasing power of traditional cash savings. Asset growth is the only mathematical countermeasure. There is plenty of capital in the world. To claim your share, you must embrace the reality of making mistakes, learning from others, and taking relentless action. By combining continuous street-smart learning with asset creation, you are engineering a modernized victory garden, one that yields unbreakable financial sovereignty. Stepping entirely outside the conventional system will create friction. When you reject the standard blueprint of debt and consumerism, you will inevitably face criticism from peers. Haters usually come from people who haven't reached the success you are aiming for. Their pushback stems directly from their own fear and from their complete dependence on the fragile systems you are leaving behind. Grit and perseverance provide the vital modern armor required to build a unique lane and maintain an irreplaceable position in the market. Looking toward 2026 and beyond, true emergency preparedness has evolved robust, independent skills. Absolute peace of mind arrives only when you know you have thoroughly planned for the worst, while actively building the infrastructure for the best. Just like our early ancestors who built their survival into the earth, today's modern financial architects engineer their own ecosystems of abundance. Breaking the blueprint of the modern trap is the ultimate act of reclaiming human sovereignty. It transforms you from a vulnerable consumer into an architect of generational wealth, community strength, and absolute peace.